It's now time for Party Chat Sports.
The only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?
Welcome back, everybody, to Party Chat Sports. Caleb, Gill, Cam Braun, Dillon Schroeder, Drew Nelson. Everyone's here. Everyone's got their cams on.
Cam.
Happy holidays, everybody. Hope everybody's feeling jolly. And in the spirit of Christmas, we have a special episode for you here at Party Chat Sport. Last year, Drew and I took a crack at this where we gifted each team something for Christmas. We were saying, what were we giving every NFL team? So we're going to do essentially that same thing here tonight, where every NFL team is going to get a gift from Party Chat Sports. We broke it out. All four of us are not going to give out 32 gifts. We broke it out. So
I don't got enough money for that.
Yeah, we broke. All right. But speaking of which, want to shout out, we're on the way, boys. Thank you, everybody that does subscribe to the channel. Today we hit a big milestone, 200 subs.
200.
That's big for us.
Two bands.
We are happy. We're very excited. And actually, before we get into the Christmas episode, I do have one thing I do want to share with everybody that's watching. Actually, we're going to do that right now. This was shared with us.
I think I know what's coming here.
I hope so.
This is to Drew. Let's see. If
Oh,
this
man.
Yes.
Hi, Drew. How are you? I needed to address a few things with you. And on behalf of me and my son, Cameron, more for Cameron, I think, because you're closer to him. And I'm sure that you guys had some discussions about this situation. And it's regarding the Ohio State Michigan game. So a couple of years ago, you revealed yourself. You were a Buckeye fan your whole young life. And all of a sudden, boom, I want to be a Michigan fan. Who does that? Not many people that I know. So, except for you. So anyway, just wanted to see how you felt about this year's game, because I think Michigan totally got dominated. I don't think they even scored a point. No, they didn't score a point in the second half. And they only kicked 3 field goals. Bryce Underwood, $12 million. Boy, good purchase there. So the unique situation is that you're also a Dallas Cowboy fan. And Cameron and I are Minnesota Vikings fans. And guess what? They played the night before. Sunday night, sorry, yeah. And Minnesota beat the shit out of Dallas. Yeah, I would still call that beat the shit out of them, because Minnesota's not good this year. And JJ McCarthy hasn't been that good. Oh, JJ's your hero from Michigan, and he beat the Dallas Cowboys, your Dallas Cowboys. And he potentially kicked him out of the playoffs. So I would say, go Bucks, OHIO. And I'll also say, Skull.
Larry's been
No,
feeding
it's
for
not.
this.
Is Larry an avid listener to the pod?
He did follow. He's one of I think he was 196.
All right. So this will be his first episode. This will be great.
Hey, Drew.
Let's see. It's coming off of the QuickTime Player, not the website, so maybe this won't work.
Tragic.
Maybe you just splice it in
Yeah.
to the
Is that
export.
possible?
I don't know. I don't do it. You guys do.
I'll just play for everybody that I'll add it into the episode. I'll add it in. I'll splice it in.
Did you put it in the... that probably won't work.
No, I think it's in
It's a little
Snapchat,
too
not
late for
Discord.
that. A great message from Larry Braun to Drew. Well, yeah,
Papa Ron cooked him.
let's get into the
Had to
holiday
accept it.
spirit. Merry Christmas, everybody. What are we gifting each NFL team this year? Who's starting us off? We're going with the AFC East. Drew is going to gift each of the AFC East teams something. What you got?
First, I just want to ask Cam if he can pull that hat down any farther. Not quite covering your eyes. There you go. Thanks. AFC East. Let's start with the Patriots. What would I gift the Patriots? They already got the perfect gift of the easiest schedule in the league. So it's going to be hard to top that. Now, I will say, when they have played good teams, they have at least shown that they're not terrible. So are they a product of the schedule, or are they actually good? I think it's both, obviously. Most things are. But my gift this year for them would be is it a gift this year or a gift for like next season? Either way, I'm gifting them a wide receiver of some kind. That'll actually be a theme for a couple teams here in the AFC East. But the Patriots do need a wide receiver. Stephon Diggs has had moments this season. Kayshon Boutte has had moments this season. But they don't have like one wide receiver, one guy that they can go to all the time. And Drake May has shown a lot this year, of course, obviously. And getting him a wide receiver one should be at the top of the list as far as priorities go. So I don't know who exactly that wide receiver would be. Technically, George Pickens is approaching free agency if he doesn't get tagged or a deal by the Cowboys. There's a couple wide receivers in the draft, of course. I don't know. They're going to be drafting pretty late, so I don't know who's going to be there. Maybe the
USD
dude out of Indiana, or
Either of the dudes out of Indiana. They got two.
so. There's some options, of course. We'll learn more as we get to draft season. But Patriots, I'll give you a wide receiver one. Whether it's to the draft or free agency, you're gonna have to figure that out because I don't know who exactly it's gonna be, but you need to find it.
They don't deserve shit.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
Greedy bastards have had enough for the last 20-some years.
The Bills, following up with that, also need a wide receiver one. They've needed one for a while.
Oh, you're just going two for right now? You're just going to do two?
I'm doing the whole division. What do you mean?
I didn't know that's how we were doing it. All right, that's fine.
Why would what, are you going to come back?
You keep going. Don't let me ruin
We're
it.
finishing the division, man. You pipe down up there.
Don't let me ruin it.
The Bills also need a wide receiver. Again, same deal. Who's hitting free agency? Who's in the draft at later in the round?
Stephon Diggs.
Because they will be picking later. Do not get Stephon Diggs. That didn't work out. So, Khalil Shakir's great. Dillon, you're a hater,
Is he?
but he's fantastic.
He's fantastic.
He's a fantastic
Not as a wide receiver one, though.
three. He's a fantastic wide receiver
He's
three,
a
which
good
makes him
slot receiver.
Makes him a top, not even a top 65.
That's not how that works.
He's like a
That's not how that
60,
works.
Yeah,
That's
it
not
is.
how that works. He's a slot receiver, and he's really good at it. So they got him. Keon Coleman is a bust,
He's bad.
and that's pretty much it. So the Jets. What would I gift the Jets? Just I'm trying to find a word that I know of. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'll give you just the
Heisman
tiniest ounce of competency that you have been severely lacking, specifically with ownership. First and foremost, I would say. I know how that goes, so don't feel bad. I wish someone would give that to my owners as well.
I would have gave you Mendoza for Christmas, Gill. I'm just saying.
That's fine. That's a good one as well.
I was thinking just quarterback in general.
It's going to be hard to jump the Raiders, I think. But,
not if they finish
no.
second. I think they got the draft capital to get up to number one.
And
If
there's
the
a
Raiders
world,
are one.
If the Raiders are one, you cook.
unless, well, we'll get into this discussion later, but if Dante Moore declares, I could see. Now we don't even know who the Raiders coach is going to be, but there's a world where they like Moore more than Mendoza.
More.
Who knows? The more quarterbacks that are in this class, and they're thinning out daily. more quarterbacks, the better it is for all 32 teams. And it's not good right now.
So I think part of the competency gift is getting, finally, the franchise guy. You know, he doesn't have to be fantastic right away, but at least someone that shows some promise. I hope you do get him for your own sanity. Let's move on to the Dolphins, who just benched Tua today.
They did.
So it's hard to. I don't even know where they go from here. I think they're approaching just rebuild, blow it up. Yeah. So
Nuke someone.
I would give them. If I'm not mistaken, their GM has been around and not been.
He was
very
fired.
good.
He was fired mid-season.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But wasn't he around before that though?
Yeah, he was like 10
He
years
was there
or
for a
so.
while. There for a
Yeah.
while.
So I will give them a new competent GM. You could find someone like who was it? It's like I don't
They
know if
want
it's
Andy
Eagles
Weidel.
assistant GM or
They want
someone
Andy
like
Weidel.
that. Go find a good front office, maybe someone from the Rams. That's who the Jags just hired, right? He was former Ram or something like that. Go snag someone from a good team that has shown that they're capable of drafting well and hiring the right coaches and things. Find one of their assistants, make them a GM, and see what happens. Because you can't just keep hiring whoever's your best friend or whoever sucks up to you or whatever. You go out and find an up and coming star of the game, make him your GM, try to turn this thing around.
Nice. All right. I think we'll move to the AFC North with that being said. We're going to start off with the Steelers. I'm going to give them two gifts.
Oh, double
One is a
Christmas.
blessing, and one is what needs to happen. I'm going to gift you a 6-win season to get rid of Tomlin, blow it up, rebuild it. I think it's time to figure out who you actually are, because I feel like we're just hanging on to, Dillon, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like we're hanging on to a legacy and we're not improving at the moment. And I think
You're correct.
for a storied franchise like the Steelers, we could get a lot better. So you're getting a 6-win season and Tomlin gets fired. If we're going to continue
All
this
right.
route, I'm going to gift you Mike McDaniels. I'm going to give you an OC.
Can he be the OC? All right.
I'm going to give you an
Cool with
OC.
that.
Arthur Smith can be the head coach if that needs to be done, but I think you need an innovative offense, and getting older quarterbacks year after year is not going to help. You're not KOC.
Rodgers is the future, man. What do you mean?
I do believe
Rodgers is balling out, and he is turning back the clock. It's been a fun couple weeks. It's been fun.
what's
a lot of edits on
what's
TikTok
the
Take
average
me home
age
tonight.
of the
It's like,
Steelers? If someone could pull that up for me. It just feels like they have an older team and they're not using their younger players as much as they should be. And they're going for
27.28.
so it's semi-older
Which is
team.
the second oldest.
Not-
It's the second oldest in the league. When you
So-
average is a tough number. But
So we got to stop eating soup with a fork. We got to use spoons. We got to actually get some guys and develop them. But
That's a hell of an
that's what I'm
analogy.
saying for the
you
Steelers.
You tried.
Um,
Something Tomlin said.
For the Bengals, this is what I'm getting you.
Move.
Some nice ibuprofen for your freaking quarterback to keep throughout the
I'd get
season.
him a GM. Or money.
And
I
also a
was thinking
GM.
Zoloft.
The Bengals are, I don't even know how to explain the Bengals. They're good and then they're bad and then they're bad and then they're good.
The purgatory.
Maybe need to find out if Burrow's your guy for the time being, because he's seems to be injured year in and year out. You have a great offense. Your defense is slightly getting better, but it doesn't seem like you can keep your players, and you're kind of pissing off all of your defensive players by not paying them and a couple of the offensive players. But it's time to get a new GM, and Joe Burrow needs to take a little bit more ibuprofen. For the Ravens,
GM in general.
I'm going to gift you a. I don't even know what you gift the Ravens because they're supposed to be good, and they're
Luck.
just
I think you gift them luck because that's like the one thing they never had.
yeah.
You give them a
I
Dark
don't.
Knight Rises level explosion at Heinz Field.
It just
Because
seems
Probably
like
the next AFC North team.
I don't know if you need a new quarterback.
Specifically,
I think the GM
Steelers
is
as well.
fine, but
I think the
it
GM's
seems
pretty
like
good.
I will go with the Ravens. They do need some luck. That's what you need. You need to be gifted some luck and persistence and consistency because you're not consistent. And for the Brownies,
A relocation. That's what they need.
Time machine.
I don't. I don't know. The Browns
They need to relocate.
definitely
That's the
need.
thing.
I think I'm going to gift you a brand new offensive line. I think they're getting older, and the All Pros and the Pro Bowlers that you've been having aren't doing that good from what I've seen on X/Twitter. What I've seen is the right side of the offensive line, which is like I think it's Jack Conklin and Wyatt Teller, who were very, very promising earlier in their career, are not doing that great. Your defense is fantastic. You can keep that. I think that's going to do great for you. I think the Browns might have actually had one of the best drafts, most fun drafts, and they have a lot of great rookies. You got a lot of pieces, and Shadur might be fine if we're doing the Kevin Stefanski route with game managing, but you need to be gifted a new offensive line for the Browns.
Sugar ain't it. Tell you that much right now.
I saw a rumor that Stefanski gave him the wrong wristband for the game, and that's why Shador sucked.
Was it Jacina Anderson that made that one up?
Yeah, probably. Or Ryan Clark.
I saw a breakdown
probably.
of film. I saw a breakdown of film where he threw an interception and he was the only person not to move towards the ball. He just stood there doing nothing. I laughed.
Yeah.
I think that makes me next, right? The AFC South.
Yep.
All right, so starting with the Jacksonville Jaguars, what I'm going to gift them for Christmas is new uniforms because their uniforms are a little bland. Their original uniforms are pretty sick. They're throwbacks. So why don't we go ahead and make those permanent? Let's put some color back in the end zone, and that'll be pretty cool for the Jags. It's not a lot to say right now. They're 10-4. They just got a young up-and-coming head coach that's been doing really good in his first season. Their roster seems to be decent. I could say something like about Trevor Lawrence, but at the end of the day, they're 10-4. So I'm gonna give them some new uniforms, and maybe a new stadium. I don't know. Their stadium feels very generic. I feel like so.
It's got a
Just a
stadium.
yeah, but like the rest of it, I don't know. Who's going into the pool at a football game too? That's just a wild ride. Anyway,
baseball thing.
New uniforms for the Jags. For the Texans, I feel like this one's rather obvious. Is a brand new offensive line across the board. They suck. It's one of the worst O lines in existence. Their defense is great. They got weapons on offense. Head coach is solid. You just need someone to protect Stroud, and that team would be so much better if they had an offensive line. For the Colts, I'm going to gift them an Achilles to put back in Daniel Jones's leg. They rolled out Phillip Rivers, and he did about as good as you would have expected for a 44-year-old. He can't really throw the ball with any sort of velo anymore, but he did what was asked of him. To a certain extent, he, didn't take sacks. I think he only had one sack, maybe. He made some third down completions when the game was on the line. He immediately threw an interception. You need a Daniel Jones back, and you can only.
What about a new eye for Anthony Richardson?
Maybe, but I don't know that Anthony Richardson was the answer. Daniel Jones was, so. Or a new knee for Riley Leonard. I don't know. Whatever. Andrew Luck. I could have gave him Andrew Luck for Christmas. That would have been a really good one. That's a good question. Would Andrew Luck, out of retirement, not 5 years, whatever it's been, like 10 almost, would he have done better in that game than Phillip Rivers?
Probably not.
That's
my take.
And then the Titans. The Titans filled out, when they were kids, you get the magazine, you circle all the things you wanted. The Titans have a lot of stuff circled, all right? And over here in Santa's workshop, we just don't have all the answers for the Titans. At the very least, they have a quarterback that's semi-promising. But the Titans need a excellent head coach is what I'm going to give them for Christmas. And unfortunately, I think we're fresh out of those in the workshop. So they're kind of SOL. But that's really what they need is an organizational cleaning house. Their head coach sucked.
Can I interest you in Mike McCarthy?
Yeah, I think that would be a good hire for them. Mike McCarthy get a chance to really sink his teeth into that organization, really build it up. I think that's a very good
create some stability.
Yeah, so I kudos to Drew for the Titans Christmas gift this year. That's what they need, though. You need to start at the top. Don't even worry about the roster right now. I mean, you got Cam Ward. Keep him around. Keep developing him, but you need somebody up running the show in Tennessee.
Kind of makes you wonder how Mike Vrabel would have done with Cam Ward.
Yeah, it does.
Imagine if the Titans had Mike Vrabel.
It's crazy.
They'd probably go to like an AFC Championship or something.
Good.
Yeah. If they had Mike Vrabel, Derrick Henry, and A.J. Brown.
Holy smokes.
You just fixed them.
Done.
That was all the things they circled in the magazine. Those were the two.
All right, heading to the AFC West. The Broncos, a little difficult for me to figure out what we're going to get them. They're looking, right now, they're the number 1 seed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still the number 1 seed. Who would have thought that heading into this year? I think what I'm looking for is a quarterback stability guide, because that's what they need, in my opinion, is more stability from Bo Nix, more consistency. There's a world where Bo Nix makes it to a Super Bowl before Josh Allen, and I think that would be hilarious, but you still got to get there. You have to. You had a 4-touchdown game last week, but you can't have stinkers like you had more so earlier in the year, like against the Jets in London, where you score 13 points. You have to have stability at that position, and as he continues to grow, a little guide on how to continue to be stable could go a long way, because that Broncos defense is really what's carried them this far. And you've had, again, 4 touchdowns against the Packers last week for Bo Nix. Cortland Sutton kind of broke out a little bit. You need more stability there. For the Chargers, unlimited health. Like, Herbert can't be getting hurt again. That entire offensive line has died for the Chargers. They've had running back issues with staying healthy. Like, if the Chargers stayed healthy, they might be right up there with the Broncos for the 1 seed. And they're still in the playoff hunt, as hurt and injured as they are. So unlimited health for them is what I'm going to get the Chargers. I thought about, like, a don't Charger this button, but they've kind of erased some of those moments where, in like previous years, it's like, the Chargers are going to do Chargers things again. They haven't done that nearly as often this year, but they still need to stay healthy. So unlimited health for the Chargers. The Chiefs, I am gifting them a button, and it's a restart button. They need to, I'm not saying completely wipe the slate clean and start totally from scratch. Like, you keep Mahomes, obviously, but man, that Chiefs team needs a lot of help right now. And it might be a blessing for them that they're not going to make the playoffs this year. They're going to have a higher draft pick. They're going to get somebody better this year. They're going to have to build a team and not just have to rely on Mahomes because he's going to be coming off of an ACL injury. So a nice restart button for the Chiefs. You're going to rebuild that offensive line. You're going to rebuild your weapons and your playmakers because they really don't have anybody that scares you. They don't have a Nico Collins that you have to game plan for every week. They don't have really anybody on offense, especially now that Mahomes is gone. And Mahomes had a down year. He was still top 3 in fantasy at the quarterback position. Defensively, it's okay, but you could probably still use a nice little refresh there defensively. I think a nice restart button for the Chiefs. And sometimes you go through these. Sometimes you go through the ebbs and flows. The Patriots had this with their dynasty where they were a very defensive team. They had to rebuild into more offensive a couple of years. They weren't nearly as dominant as they were. And then the later half of Brady era, they fine-tuned, they tweaked some things, and they were dominant and won a couple more Super Bowls. The Chiefs look dead. So let's hit that restart. Let's build them up. The Raiders, I'm just going to give you a plan. I don't know what the plan's going to consist of, but the Raiders don't seem to have one. You brought in Pete Carroll, oldest head coach in the league. Geno as your starter, which I was on board with. I thought it kind of made sense. But the way this plan is executed, the offense has looked atrocious. Defense has looked bad. We're going to gift wrap you a plan. Follow it step for step, and you might finish third in the AFC West next year. So, that's those 4 teams in the AFC West. If you would have told me heading into this season that the Broncos were winning the division and the Chiefs were finishing third, that would have sounded bananas. And that alone should be a gift for everybody in the AFC West besides the Chiefs fans.
And the Raiders.
Oh, yeah. But, like, I still, as a Jets fan, was cheering on, like, the Patriots sucking ass until it bit me in the rear end.
So do we want to jump to NFC? Might as well just jump back to my division here.
Yeah.
So this year I'll be giving the NFC South some gifts, and I took a look at the teams and had a hard time figuring out what exactly I wanted to give them because they're kind of weird. This is a strange set of teams. Maybe the strangest division in all of football, has been for a few years now. The Bucks started the season looking like one of the best teams in the NFC. That was built upon the back of Baker Mayfield looking like an MVP candidate, with the rise of Emeka Egbuka in that high-powered offense. Although a couple injuries have, kind of derailed it, but they're back to full strength now and still could not find a way to get past the Falcons, who I'll talk about in a minute, or the Saints, who I'll also talk about in a minute. For the Bucks, honestly, I will give you a new head coach. You will enter the head coach carousel. Like Dillon mentioned as he's mowing down on some cinnamon popcorners.
I appreciate him turning his mic off for that.
The coaching carousel candidates aren't as clear as they were in years past. Like last year, obviously Ben Johnson kind of led the way. It was like, oh, that's the guy that if you're a quarterback or a head coach needy team, you need to go find him, see if he'll come and be your head coach. This year, like I mentioned, Mike McCarthy is going to be, kind of floating around there for some teams like the Giants or the Titans, most likely. But for the Bucks, like, you're almost an NFC repeat contender. Technically, you are because your division's so weak that if you just win that, you're in. But they need to find someone else. I mean, Todd Bowles, not exactly. I don't think he's like terrible. He doesn't have necessarily a good history. It felt like he was kind of forced in after Arians.
He was an internal promotion, so it's not even
exactly.
Yeah, they did it.
I think
they
it's
did
time.
It in May. it was like April, May, like after everything, so that they could just
After Arians retired, I think Tom Brady went and Todd Bowles came in or something. I don't know. Maybe that was a year back. But.
So it's time for them to reset the coaching. I think that's a little bit easier than like find a new quarterback is something, because obviously I don't think Baker's like your long-term forever franchise guy. He'll give you quite a few years, but I think giving him a new coach, seeing what that'll do for him and the team, should be your first step. So again, I don't exactly know who that is at this moment in time, but I think you got to do it.
Seahawks OC.
I think what's hurt the Bucs.
Who's that?
Clint Kubiak.
Is it Clint Kubiak? It's an
What's
option.
hurt the Bucs is their last 2 OCs have taken head coach jobs. Dave Canales and Liam Cohen. So losing back-to-back OCs like that, and I mean, what's the chances you're going to strike gold?
In
like,
charge?
Probably
like,
should have. I don't know
What's
that
the
this
odds
has
you're gonna strike
happened
gold
yet,
3
but people have mentioned this as a possibility. I don't think it's happened. Where like you have one of those coordinators that's like the hot commodity, and people talk about like, should you promote him to head coach to keep him? I don't know that it's happened yet, but I can't imagine that will remain the case forever.
Because usually they're a hot commodity because the team's good, and if the team's good, you're not getting rid of the head coach. So
but sometimes you can tell like who's really making the team good. We have yet to, because it is obviously hard for that reason. It's like, well, the head coach is there too. He's in charge, like he's making the team good as well. So I don't think we've seen that yet, but I have to imagine it'll happen someday.
Unless you count Todd Bowles as a hot commodity when he was a coordinator.
I don't think that's the case, but who knows?
Because they didn't fire Arians.
He retired.
Waited to retire.
Maybe they convinced him to retire. I don't know, but either way, Bucks new head
Sean
coach.
Payton and Dennis Allen.
We'll identify who that is at a later time. But moving on to the Panthers, I will give you a quarterback over 5'10". Sorry, Gill.
Just give him a couple inches.
Don't we all need that?
Amen, brother.
I really think so. Obviously, the Panthers are again another weird team in a weird division. They've won quite a few impressive games. They beat the Rams, the Packers, the Bucks, the Cowboys, maybe someone else. I can't remember.
They beat the Jets.
They beat the Jets. Yep, throw that in there.
Domination of the Falcons, not just beat them.
So yes, correct. But on the other hand, they're sitting here at 7-7 or something like that. So they're obviously not a perfect team. And I think part of that is one, I've seen conflicting things about Dave Canales. He has at times had Bryce Young as a 450-yard passer. And at other times I see Panthers fans saying that he's, the worst play caller of all time, and why is he not putting in Rico Dowdle when he has the hot hand during the season? So, but I think there's enough promise there that I think we've seen quite a few iterations of these short quarterbacks that even if the best case scenario for Bryce Young ends up happening, I don't know that that's good enough to be a contender. It's just so much harder for these shorter quarterbacks. He's pretty frail too. I'm not
like
wishing any
Daniels
injury or anything, but it wouldn't take too big of a hit probably to knock him out of the game. So
that one training camp picture when he was walking in with the backpack looking like a high school basketball player.
He's and it's hard because, like I said, he's had some good games this year. He's had some great games this year. And so it is hard to move off of a quarterback like that. But if we're looking big picture, you need to make it. I'm giving you a gift to make your franchise better for years and years to come. It starts with getting a different quarterback. Like I mentioned, I don't think Bryce Young, even if he reached his full potential, I don't think it's good enough.
And the short quarterbacks
They can prove me wrong, but I'm giving you a new quarterback. So
the short quarterbacks that have had success, like Drew Brees was shorter, Russell Wilson was shorter, but they were also stockier. They had more meat on their bones.
And they're just straight up Hall of Famers. So
well, that's best case scenario for a
short
Russ is
on the Hall of Fame.
I'd probably put Russ in the Hall of Fame. I mean, he won a Super Bowl. He was really good for a couple of years, but he was again stockier. He had a little bit. He wasn't a stick. He wasn't built like.
No, they were muscle.
Like that's kind of how they counteracted the size was having more muscle. Bryce just doesn't have that.
Bryce Young is shorter than both of those quarterbacks, but
yeah.
It all depends on how it's measured. You know, do you have your cleats on?
Measuring?
You know, who's measuring? Is it to the top of the hair, or is it?
Where do you start?
skull?
Where do you start measuring? Where do you stop measuring?
Bryce Young's got the poofy hair, so
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyways, yeah, they're like for a short quarterback to be good, you have to be a Hall of Fame caliber player. So, anyways, moving on to let's do the Falcons next. They're just kind of weird because like I could give them a gift for next season because they're going to need it, or I could give them a season like they could be quarterback as well. I still think their quarterback would be more of like a Band-Aid. I still think I don't know that Penix will ever be great either, but I'm not ready to make a decision one way or another yet.
3 ACLs is tough.
That is bad. That is not good. So maybe I'll give him the gift of steel ACLs. I don't know how good that'll be for mobility. Maybe we need some more flexible stuff. But anyways, we're gonna give Michael Penix some better ACL doctors. But for the time being, we're gonna give them a temporary quarterback because Kirk Cousins I don't think he wants to be in Atlanta, even if he does get to be the starter for all or most of next season. Obviously, he's getting quite a bit of money, so it makes it a little bit easier. But you could see Kirk moving on. I don't know if is he going to be out of his contract after this year, or does he still have one more year?
I thought it was 3 years. 3 years or 2 years. I think he can opt out this year, actually.
Either way, do the Falcons
2028,
go after?
Fellas. He will be a free agent in 2028.
Do the Falcons go after a Kyler Murray?
They could cut him after this year and have more of an out with the dead cap, but he's not a free agent until he's 2028, and he would be 40 years old.
Do the Falcons go after Kyler Murray? I think that is an option.
You just got to get them some glasses because I really don't know what the vision is.
I think the
That's
vision
true.
for the
They
Cardinals,
could also be in the head coach. Hello?
it could be relocation for the Cardinals. I don't know. The new
We're talking about the
franchise,
Falcons
rebrand.
here, which is good. So
My bad. Someone said Cardinals. I swear.
because we're talking about Kyler Murray.
That's right.
So yeah, I think a couple things. Who's going to be the Band-Aid if it's not Kirk? I'll gift you Kyler Murray in this scenario. Again, short quarterback. His ceiling has been decent enough. I'm not saying you're going to win a Super Bowl, but you'll at least be better than what you are now. I also think they will be or should be in the head coaching carousel. Again, it's hard because you don't know the candidates at this time. But I didn't like Raheem Morris at the time, and I still don't like him. So they need to figure that out. But it's tough. Again, weird team, weird division. They need a lot of things. They got 30-0'd against the frickin' Panthers.
So the state of the head coach carousel this year. Just went to ESPN real quick, and this was posted 5 days ago. Like top candidates. The first 3 are defensive coordinators: Vance Joseph, Chris Shula, the Rams DC, and then Jeff Hafley, the Packers DC. Before we get to Matt Nagy.
How about no? Where is
Jesse Minner, Clint Kubiak,
Yeah.
No
Arthur
Daboll?
Smith makes an appearance?
honestly?
Arthur
Okay,
Smith
Dable's
might
not
be.
bad. Actually.
Arthur Smith might be head coach actually.
For the Falcons,
No, not
coming
for
back.
No, for somebody.
I do
The
like
wild
Jesse
card.
Minter. I do think Robert Saleh deserves another chance.
He does. Every Jets head coach that has failed has gotten a second shot.
Just anywhere except for the Jets, yeah.
But, like, he'll get a second shot. History says that he will. Unless you're Adam Gates, but the Jets were a second shot, so that doesn't count.
All right.
He was head coach at Lincoln High School, remember?
Let me finish this one up. For the Saints, I gift Tyler Shuck. Tyler Shuck continuing to look promising and being the guy. It's Shuck.
It's
Shuck?
For sure.
Yeah.
It is.
It sure is Shuck. I know it looks funny, but it is Shuck.
Have you not watched a single Saints game this year? Which,
No,
to be fair,
I have not.
That's, not surprising, but
Who does?
Red Zone.
Like, you haven't just like heard someone talk about Shuck up
they've,
until this
they've been on
point?
Red Zone
I did
at
not
least
find-
5 times a week.
Okay, I'm still not clear. They beat the Panthers this Sunday, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't
Let's
know
take
that
it
until
before that.
like
And the Bucks,
Tuesday.
bro. Where you
This
been?
man doesn't even watch the Monday morning drive.
I was looking at like the playoff records, and I'm like, why are the Panthers not leading the division right now? Like, what's going on? And then I found out that they lost to the Saints.
This is kind of really embarrassing
That's why
for you.
That's why you're last in the pick'ems.
I got the most wins
He
in a
even
single
had
week.
the best week.
And you're still in last.
Still last by more than one. Like,
Yeah, and you said you've done that twice, and you're still in last.
yeah. I actually went back and looked.
Anyways.
Everyone else has done that at least 3 or 4 times.
Variety.
But you were celebrating twice. So
Variety.
Anyways, Tyler Shuck, I gift you a solid career,
and then
a progress towards becoming a solid NFL starter. Again, it's hard to define, what kind of caliber quarterback is he ever going to reach the elite status? I don't know. But my gift is you take it this year and you keep building on it, and make that a centerpiece of the Saints rebuild. If they ever fully commit, like they've kind of been half rebuilding for a decade. So
yeah. Ever since Drew Brees was under center.
Chuck, you will be the centerpiece of the Saints.
Home tonight.
Nice.
Cam, you're up.
MC
What
West.
do I at the NFC West? All right, I'm going to start this with the Rams.
You deserve Cole. That's what I'm
That's
gifting.
harsh.
You deserve Cole. You are able to rebuild almost every single year without having first-round draft picks. Jared Verse was the first-round draft pick in, 3 years? 2 years?
And now they're about to have a top 10 pick.
It's almost like
And then they're
trading
getting a
for
top 10 pick.
established players is smart.
So you get Cole.
As long as you do it correct.
I don't think you need much. I'm giving you Cole.
That's kind of harsh.
Frankly, I, for one, am tired of you. And
I'd like to
that's
apologize
it.
to our Rams listeners, to be honest.
What about Joe Burrow?
I would just gift them a healthy Matt Stafford for the rest of the year. That's all I would give them. And then just let them go.
Joe Burrow on that team.
Dang, dude.
That'd be
Not my
nice.
Yeah, you
problem
already got
anymore.
Sean
I'd be okay with
McVay.
that.
You got Puka Nacua. You have a fantastic defense year in and year out. You're reloading. You get Cole this year. Sorry. Seahawks. I don't know.
You can gift them a win on Thursday.
Maybe the guy to replace Bradford, because I've seen some pretty hilarious clips of this. I think he's a left guard, just not doing anything. Maybe anybody better than. I think his name's
Isn't
Anthony
he like the
Bradford.
worst in the league? The worst guard in
I
the
think
league?
he's right behind
Wouldn't be surprised.
the Ravens guy, Falale or something.
Falele?
But
Ledley.
he is the funniest guard. Go look at his highlights. He's the funniest guard because he's not doing
The highlights
anything
are
50% of the time.
Blocking a lot of air.
I think they're technically
his
lowlights.
highlights are probably part of his not doing anything because he's not doing anything wrong. But I'm gifting you a left guard because
Can't do anything wrong when you're not doing anything at all.
exactly it's like those stats where you see like if this guy would have spiked the ball every single play that I've seen
They'd have a better
Yeah,
7
higher
times out of
QBR,
McCarthy
yeah.
this year. Yeah. Cardinals. I'm gifting you a new head coach. I think
Relocation.
I think
Rebrand.
you need a a blow up.
New
I
uniform.
think you need to get Gannon out of there. He's weird. He's never found any killers. He's just a weird dude, and that can't be your head coach. Who am I
What you got
missing?
against weird
49ers.
Gannon McDaniel masterclass. Co-head coaches.
49ers.
Get weird.
I'm gonna gift you. What did Captain America get injected to him? The Tesseract. That's what I'm gonna give you.
No,
You're
that's-
getting the Tesseract.
No.
Whoa.
Time.
Pause.
Time.
What?
That was not the
You got the
Tesseract.
super serum,
Super
man.
Sol-
Come on.
Super Soldier. The
Tesseract
Tesseract.
wasn't
is
the
an
power from
Infinity
the
Stone.
Tesseract? The blue one? Didn't they have
Listen,
that?
man, now I don't know.
The
got the
Tesseract
super
was
serum,
involved
okay.
in that movie, but his power came from
From the Tesseract, which was made into a super serum. I'm pretty
I
sure.
don't think that's
No,
right.
the original
I'm pretty
Super Soldier Serum used in Captain America was not made from the Tesseract. It was developed by Dr. Abraham Eskren before Red Skull found the Tesseract.
Oh, I'm still gifting you the
The
Tesseract
serum's
because
special ingredient is often theorized to be a Wakandan heart-shaped herb.
that sounds right.
all right, well you get that because you can't stay healthy ever. Like if you're losing your star player this year,
Don't they need
You're
some super
losing
soldier serum instead?
a defensive player next year, they
already put that in
can't
CMC.
stay healthy.
Yeah. They did,
They
actually.
can't stay healthy.
CMC got
I mean,
sick.
you've lost what? They lost Fred Warner and Nick Bosa this
lost
year,
everybody.
and their top corner.
They've lost a lot
And they're
of
still
people.
not 10-4,
Yes,
or they 9-4.
10-4.
And Brandon Ayuk just disappeared.
He got that money
So,
and said
That
bye.
dude went AWOL.
Glad he's not a
I
Steeler.
really-
That would have been a nightmare.
With that
He
being
just
said,
went
I
somewhere.
feel like
That's
Shanahan
fine.
might need to get Coach of the Year just for what he's doing this year, because we've been.
Definitely not.
I feel like we as a podcast
They
have
also
been
have
on
a
him.
cakewalk schedule, by
Ye-
the way.
Because they
It
had
don't
that.
matter.
that
You're
fourth
10-4.
place
It's the
last year or
NFL.
something. Third place.
I mean, it matters somewhat.
There's arguments to be made for both sides.
Regardless,
but
you're getting
he
the
won't.
super serum.
Just like the
Congratulations,
2022
49ers.
Vikings record, it didn't matter because of. Anyway, 2020 Steelers, I'm just saying. Is it my turn?
Why open up wounds?
Sounds like it.
NFC East. I'll start with the Eagles. This is a team that's getting cold. They deserve nothing. Their head coach is a clown.
I agree with you.
Cowboys.
They be
Cowboys.
they be
Cowboys.
crying no matter what. The city of Philly is filthy.
Philadelphia.
And that's it. That's all they deserve.
You didn't say it right, Gill.
If
I
I
said
had to,
Philadelphia.
No.
it's Philadelphia. Philadelphia.
There it is.
If I had to actually choose something, it'd be to fire Sirianni because he's a clown. Again, I don't.
They need new OC.
The Cowboys. I'm gifting the Cowboys prime Troy Polamalu and Ed Reed on the back end of that defense. They would become unstoppable.
That is a
and
fantastic gift.
That's what they, that's what
That's
they
maybe the
need.
best gift of all time.
That's all they need because they got everything else.
That's all we need.
Maybe I'll throw in pre
Holy
injury
smokes.
Ryan Shazier as well.
Holy smokes.
What the heck?
Yeah,
Holy
Yeah.
smokes.
that's all
What
we
did
need.
they do
If
to
you can
deserve
upgrade-
this?
I'm just.
That is all
that's
we
what
need.
They need. That's what they need. I'm just telling you what they need. That'd be their gift. If I could choose anything.
Bill's trying to be best man at Drew's wedding over here.
Thank you.
I know I didn't make that cut, but
I'm gonna go
we'll
call
do
it Cade, see what he's gonna give me. Give
I'm
the
gonna be-
Cowboys for Christmas.
I'm gonna be closer to the front than the back now. No, I was just thinking that's what the Cowboys need, right? They need something and go right up the middle of that defense. They fixed the D linemen. Now they need linebackers and then they need safeties on the back end. That you fix that, your offense is fine. Dak gets way more hate than he deserves.
Heck yeah, dude.
I think a lot of us here, even though we don't want to admit it, would love to have Dak on as
That's
our
right.
quarterback.
That's
I'm just
right.
I've been saying that. I'd be saying that.
I'm just saying.
I don't hate
I'm
that.
sorry.
Like when Dak was getting
Me.
talked to getting cut, I was seeing Dak and Steelers jersey swaps. I was a little excited. I was like, this might be nice. Anyway,
I've seen quite a few jersey swaps of people that say he's terrible. So Not you in particular. Just I'm sorry.
So,
but-
I
you.
used to say Dak is ass, and then he had
Thank
what
you for
should
the
have been
gifts.
and then he's had what should have been his MVP season, and since then I've been on the Dak train.
Thank
but
you.
that's what the
Thank
Cowboys
you.
I'll
need.
do it
I
by
actually
JJ
like
McCarthy.
Shoddy.
Thank you.
Great
It's
gifts.
crazy.
Thank you,
I
Santa.
actually like Shoddy. I thought he was getting more hate than he deserved. Like, it's his resume. He had some pretty good OC stops, but he was getting a lot of hate, I think. But he's done decent, I think, in his opening. I think Mike McCarthy would have you in a similar spot, but that's okay. Yeah, you need linebackers and safeties. So if Ed Reed and Troy Polamalu don't work out, if I can't get those into the gift bag, my consolidation prize is Caleb Downs. So
Wow. Just
I'd hate that with all my
fantastic,
heart.
fantastic
Actually,
gifts. This is the best Christmas ever.
or I could gift the curse to be withheld. Just thinking of all the good things, like the NFC East thing, and the Eagles don't
Yeah,
win.
I mean that would be fine, but like your first
as
gift
fun.
set me up
Not as
for
fun.
longer term, so that's okay.
The Commanders. I'm going to gift the Washington Commanders the Fountain of Youth because I think the only team that may be older than the Steelers is the Commanders. They all old. They're all washed. They're all terrible. They're all hurt. Just Fountain of Youth. Reset this thing. Get a bunch of in their prime 25-year-olds or something to be starters. I could also go into a Jaden Daniels little rant here, and I've never really been that high on Jaden Daniels, and I don't want to take a victory lap on this one because he's hurt, and we'll give him another year to get out of the sophomore slump. But I think he's still got tools, and he'll probably be fine. But let's get everybody else, the supporting cast, a little bit better because right now they're pretty bad.
The way they tried
leading-
supporting him was
your leading
what?
sack leader. Your leading sack leader is number 24, Von Miller. That's how old you are.
That's disgusting.
Everything about that is gross. The number, the fact that it's a player that old, gross.
And then reaching into the old jolly sack for the Giants Christmas gifts. This one's tough. I feel like, head coach is on this list, and I feel like Brian Dabble would be a good head coach for the Giants. I don't know. It's just, it'd be weird. But
What about a guardian cap for Jackson Dart?
I was actually thinking,
Sure,
quite the
sure.
opposite.
And Scatapoop.
You give them Antonio Brown, and then you just start collecting all the CTE players like they're Infinity Stones.
okay,
Maybe
so I'm
reset
gonna finish my
Scatapoop
present
CTE.
because we've gotten weird. An ankle for Mr. Scattaboo. And probably like titanium inserts into all of his bones so that they don't break because he's probably going to break again in the future with the way he plays.
Just full-on reset him.
No, you give
And
him
then,
Elementium.
Can I finish?
That's a metal thing in the bone. That's
Give
what
him
Wolverine's
the
made out of.
Tesseract.
Adamantium.
Bro, give him the test. I am going to gift wrap them, dropped off on their front doorstep on Christmas Eve at midnight, in a little gift wrap present. They're going to open it, and they're going to open up the letter, and it's going to say 9 and 8 forever as Mike Tomlin walks through the doors of one Giants drive or whatever they're at. And I'm going to give them Mike Tomlin to guide them to the promised land of above averageness for the rest of their life. That is my present for the Giants.
It's great.
That's it.
And to the NFC North, for the Packers,
here we go.
I'm just giving them better Toyotathon deals. I think this year they just haven't been that great, and that's why Jordan Love isn't playing this as well as he usually does during Toyotathon. I think it's the deals.
They did one of those illegal markups where they just put things on discount and then Toyotathoned it, or they
what Target
increased
does.
and then Toyotathoned it down to their original price
Yeah.
this year. I think that's what they did.
Just fix Toyotathon deals, and then Jordan Love. Last year I tried extending Toyotathon for them, didn't really work. This year we're just going to change up the deals.
Maybe they need to see it in a Kia.
It's a good one.
Puppies are cool.
For the Bears, some sort of curse
Or Cole.
breaker. The Bears have had
4,000 yards.
they haven't had somebody reach 4,000 yards passing for a quarterback. They've had so many quarterbacks that they've drafted in the first round that have turned out to be busts. So we need some sort of curse breaker, and for Caleb Williams to break that 4,000-yard curse, that Bears quarterback curse, and for him to be the guy. You have Ben Johnson. It's a really good defense, and I don't see Dennis Allen going anywhere. Like, that defense is here to stay in Chicago. You need to break that quarterback curse in Chicago, and this could be a really good team in the NFC North moving forward. There's a lot of potential
question.
there. Yes.
Is their new stadium indoors or outdoors?
They actually, no, was that Chicago or was that, no, Cleveland may not be building their stadium, I saw.
No, also,
Well,
I believe Chicago is indoors.
The minute
Bears
that
actually
they
just
start
came
playing
out.
in that stadium, Caleb Williams will have 4,000 yards.
The
No,
Bears
you're right, it is the Bears.
The Bears came out with a report, I think, today saying they're looking for other options because the city of Chicago is saying it's not a priority for them.
So,
I mean, for multiple
Bears-
reasons, probably.
Bears
Rip.
president CEO Kevin Warren says the team will expand its stadium search, including Northwest Indiana, after Illinois state leadership told the Bears their proposed Arlington Heights Stadium will not be a priority in 2026.
Dang, that sucks. The
So,
Indiana Bears.
You know what? I like them at Soldier Field. I'm a historian like that. I'm not going to get
I
them
actually
to-
really do like Soldier Field as well.
Curse breakers, what the Bears are getting.
Just put a roof over it.
For the Lions, I'm gifting them Playboy because
More
they
cold.
really got to start looking at the younger, better-looking quarterbacks. They got to look to move off of Jared Goff, and they got to look to get younger. They got to look to get better.
Is that what's in those magazines? Quarterback?
I've been told. That's what Hugh Hefner said.
I would
Gotta
have
look
gifted them
younger. Jared
a
Goff
safety that
is
doesn't
not the
knee hunt.
It's my time.
I'm just saying, I would have gifted them a
Yeah,
safety
how's
that
it
doesn't
feel?
knee hunt.
How's it feel?
I know. That's why I did it.
Look who's talking, bro.
Listen, that's a third
think a
string
lot of
safety,
teams-
man. I don't even know his
I
name.
think a lot of
I do
teams
know
in
his
the
name, but-
NFC North could use that. What do you mean? Wasn't it Josh Patelis? He plays like every team.
No,
every
it was
position
Jay
on the
Ward.
defense? Oh. Ah, so you do know his name.
I whispered it. Right
Set
after I
him
said
out,
it.
little bait. Got his ass. The Lions,
Anyways.
as much as I like Jared Goff,
The Lions.
you have to look towards the future. You have to explore the quarterback options. And I don't think that's going to be a 2026 draft. We mentioned it earlier. I mean, the draft class is going
Maybe
to
it
be
is.
thin.
Drew Aller.
Maybe,
What?
I mean, Drew Aller, Garrett Nussmeier,
Yes,
like
actually.
some of those guys that are.
Garrett Nussmeier is very Jared Goff coded,
Yeah.
as is Mendoza.
Kind of is. You need that young, sexy quarterback. You need a new piece.
Can I have one of those too?
Yeah, we're kind of all looking for that. So, Lions are getting some
Not me.
Playboy, and then
Not
the
Dallas.
Vikings.
Me, I got my Pookie Bear.
Pookie Bear. You got my Pookie Bear too. It's number 3.
Got everyone's Pookies.
You do. You got Gill's Pookie Bear. Brandon Aubrey is Cam's Pookie Bear at this point in time.
That's my boy. That's my 8th round draft pick.
All your
You're
favorite
at, so
players
he
are on
proves
my
that.
team. That's crazy.
What the heck, man?
The
All right,
BS.
everybody shut up. I want to hear this.
Speaking of favorite players, the Vikings. You're getting Sam Darnold.
What the fuck?
Where would you guys be
real.
right now?
Let's
with
be
Sam? No, shut
real
up.
for
My
2
time.
seconds.
My
This is a
time.
Christmas
Terrible.
episode. We're not
That's
doing
not
real.
even creative.
It doesn't need to be.
Santa's real.
I think
That's
it's pretty
awful.
funny.
Might as well
guys need
just giving
Sam
us
Darnold
more
back.
coal. Whole NFC North's getting coal.
Sam Darnold would have you in the playoffs right now. son.
Bingo.
Yeah, with
Ye-
what?
Justin
No
Jefferson
promise.
would look like a top 5 wide receiver. Jordan Addison would be on par with
You'd
James.
be able to make wide receiver 2 arguments.
That's the worst gift I've
You
ever heard in my
cannot right
life.
now. Well, that's fine. I don't care.
That doesn't even make any
You
sense.
guys would be
I hate this Christmas.
very good right now with Sam Darnold.
This is the
as
worst
your
Christmas
quarterback.
ever.
If you had him back.
That's
Oh, you want to keep him with
crazy to say.
JJ?
That's crazy to say. Buddy
I like
wanted
this
to kill
Christmas.
JJ like 3 weeks ago.
I know, and-
Now he's mad that we gave him another quarterback. That's
I didn't
crazy.
want Sam Darnold. That's just getting a gift that I already had.
You had 14 wins with Sam Darnold last year.
And
You
then
definitely
what
wanted him back,
happened?
for sure.
Absolute
doesn't
stinker
matter.
in the playoffs.
Your
We're
team got
trying to get
outplayed,
out of purgatory.
outclassed.
14 wins. I think you would take that. I think we've gifted everybody.
Worst gift ever.
What'd you give the,
Christmas.
this is the Lions Playboy? I forgot about that. What did you
Yeah.
give the Packers? Oh, Packers or Toyota.
Can we have Cole
No, I
instead
think
of
you got-
Sam Darnold?
Nope.
I
You
think
get
I
three
think you're going to get nothing now because you're just being ungrateful.
That's fine.
There were
Stupid ass Christmas.
You're going to get Christian Ponder now because you got greedy.
Christian
So
Ponder?
Now
I'm
you're
in the
getting
spirit-
Geno Smith.
no. You're
I'm
getting
writing
it.
letters
Zach
saying
Wilson.
I'm not happy.
Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson.
Because I'm in the giving spirit, I do want to mention a couple other gifts I had considered. Zoloft for the Bengals because Joe Burrow's depressed as hell. We needed to get him some antidepressants.
Oh, I was like, what is that?
It's an antidepressant.
All right.
The
Guess I'm
Titans
just
need
living a happy
offensive,
life.
yeah, offensive spark plugs for the Titans because they need weapons. They need something to ignite that team, like Derrick Henry and AJ Brown. Just imagine where they would be right now. The Dolphins could use a cold weather survival kit.
Winter jacket.
Cool.
You know what? I'm gonna give
Give
one
him a
more
nice
gift
coat.
too. The Jets are
One of
getting
those
Adam
big
Gase
heaters
back.
on the sidelines. See, now you're just being a hater.
I am because I
I
hate this
hate it.
Christmas.
Oh, the Patriots get absolutely nothing from me this year. Is that it?
Could have gifted us Drake May.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that we need to mention, discuss, bring up? Oh, well, of
Yeah,
course,
you
this
suck
week's
at-
game of the week.
Gift giving.
I'll remember that.
No,
I
I'm
just
done.
don't think anyone's going to agree with you personally.
This week's game of the week, by the way, is, of course, Seahawks-Rams.
Sure, let's get that in here.
And, yeah.
Unless you're watching during the week of Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, game
Well,
of the week
still,
is going to
week
be.
The week
Hold on.
16
Oh, yeah, I'll find it.
game of the week. And the week 17, man, it's going to
Texans Chargers or Ravens Packers
Ooh. I think
Definitely
Ravens
Texans,
Packers.
Chargers.
or
Ravens
Jaguars Colts.
Packers will be based.
Probably not that one.
That will be an interesting game if the Ravens beat the Patriots, or what happens in that game.
Giants Raiders for the number 1 draft pick. Game of the week.
Yes. Yes.
Go
That one
Giants.
actually. That one actually. They're going to
There's
catch
a
that
lot
sucker
of-
to Sunday Night Football. That's what they're going to have to do. There's also Bears 49ers, Eagles Bills that are pretty good, but Giants
What's the
Raiders. Holy
Christmas Day
crap.
games?
They're all mid now.
I know.
Terrible.
Broncos Chiefs, Cowboys Commanders, Lions Vikings all on Christmas Day.
Lions
I love how
Vikings
the
might be
NFL
frisky.
suck.
The NFL
Depending
completely
on-
took that away from the NBA and said, you know what? You don't get your special day anymore.
The NFL
That's
decides
harsh.
it wants something. It's the NFL's now.
Yep.
That's correct.
Lions Vikings could be frisky.
I think the
'cause
only
it keeps
reason
the
they
Lions
play
out of the
international
playoffs.
is so they can play on Friday.
Probably. Week 18 game of the week, Steelers Ravens. It's going to be simple as that.
That's bye Cam.
He didn't like his gift.
It's Steelers Ravens if the Ravens are still in contention for the AFC North.
If that game comes down to the AFC North, that game's going to be played on Sunday night in Heinz Field.
Do we have playoff clinching scenarios for this week?
Oh man,
Figure we could probably wrap up with mentioning any of those
If
scenarios.
the Eagles win, they clinch the NFC East.
week 15.
That's all they have to do is
I
win.
see week 15
Yep.
clinching scenarios. That doesn't really help, does it?
Thanks, Dillon.
Week 16 playoff.
Oh, it's because I typed in 15. Because I'm an idiot.
That
Here
would
we
help.
go.
If you type the right number.
Week 16, so we can have the Buffalo Bills can clinch a playoff berth with a win and a Houston loss, or an Indianapolis loss and a win. The Broncos clinch the AFC West with a
Who would have
win.
known that the Broncos were going to be the first team to clinch a playoff spot
They are not. The Rams
in the
are.
AFC?
Okay. The Broncos clinched the division with a win and a Chargers loss. They clinched the number one. They can clinch the number 1 seed with a win, a Chargers loss, a New England loss, and a Buffalo loss.
Or tie.
Mine doesn't say that. Jacksonville clinches the playoffs with a win and a Houston loss or an Indianapolis loss. The Chargers clinch a playoff berth with a win, a Houston loss, or an Indianapolis loss. The Patriots clinch a playoff berth with a win, or a Houston loss, or an Indianapolis loss. The Bears clinch a playoff berth with a win and a Detroit loss. The Packers clinch with a win and a Detroit loss. The Eagles clinch the division with a win or a Dallas loss. 49ers clinch a playoff berth with a win or a Detroit loss. The Seahawks clinch a playoff berth with a win or a Detroit loss. Makes me feel like a Detroit loss damn near eliminates them. And I know it probably doesn't, but
It feels like it. I think it pretty much does.
I promise you they will win, though, so that you won't have to worry about that until next week.
So I was messing with
Was it actually?
Probably not.
NFL
They are
playoffs.
8-6. If they lost, they'd be 8-7. They could still finish 10-7, which
Nation scenario.
I mean, kind of, because the Seahawks already have 11 wins and the 49ers already have 11 wins. Those are your top two wild card spots. So the Packers are sitting there at 9 wins. I don't know how that tiebreaker would break down, but a loss for the Lions is bad. It puts their playoff probability down to 14%. Right now they're sitting at 37. With a win, they go up to 47%.
I'm just trying to read playoff eliminate. Looks like the only team that could be eliminated from the playoffs this week is the Cowboys in the NFC. Then the AFC, that's the only one that Bleacher Report's showing.
Tragic.
Yeah, the AFC is still open.
There's a scenario where the
I think
49ers
the Colts could be
actually
eliminated.
I'm cool with the Colts getting eliminated. Better draft pick.
I don't need to watch Phillip Rivers in the playoffs, so that's fine with me.
No, it was rough watching him move around.
It felt like senior citizen abuse.
Elder abuse.
Elder abuse. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. Anyway,
I think that's a wrap on this holiday episode. We'll be back probably
happy
next
holidays.
Wednesday. We'll post something on Christmas Eve. I'd imagine it'll be more playoff focused that we'll get for you on Christmas Eve, so you can watch that through the holidays as you're between your get-togethers and all your holiday festivities next week. Make sure you stay tuned to the feed. We'll get more TikToks up, shorts. Make sure you check us out wherever you get your podcast. And again, thanks to all 200 of you that do subscribe to the channel. We appreciate it. Have a happy holidays, everybody. We're anywhere and everywhere, all at Party Chat Sports. Until next time, peace.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Chrysler.